It's the Magic Gathering Strat Show. It's a show about a magic podcast. Hello, everybody. It's me, Brennan, your lovable host. Here with me, as always, are my two co-hosts, Sam, the Vault Boy Hunter. Say hello, Sam.
Hello, everybody. Yay, I'm second. Woohoo.
And Dan, the fan of history.
Greetings, Americans.
That's right. He only greets Americans.
Oh, I'm just greeting you two.
Oh, okay.
Hello again, listeners.
He's in your ear holes. Yeah. Anyway, what do we have up today on the show? We have some standard Pauper, our weeks in review, and some classic Pauper. Also, we're going to be reviewing the Modern Masters Commons, just the ones we found interesting, to see how they probably will fit in Classic Pauper. Maybe some of them have legs, maybe some of them don't. Not all cards actually have legs on them, so we'll just have to look at each picture individually. But let's start off with some standard Pauper. We had the SPDC 2905 played this past Sunday, May 10th. 12 players, 12 reported, thank you very much. 3 rounds, top 4 playoff. Hosted by the lovely and talented Dr. Chris Baker, who, as you can see on the screen, was first with my favorite color, mono blue control. That's right. Played in the muck and made a 5-0 record, followed up by mono red, yes, and Herois by Kukikira. I don't know if that's supposed to be if that's just a typo, but there it is. And also blue-red control. Both those final two are 2 and 2. All right, let's take a look at this mono blue creation. Got the Jeskai Sage. It's a pretty good card. Whirlwind Adept for some hexproof. Nimbus Naiad, take your threats over and above. And you have Islands Evolving Radiant Fountain. Spells. This is the control suite right here, with actually a threat in there with the Rise of Eagles, which is probably a good idea.
A lot of card draw.
Yeah.
Just 2 anticipates.
2 anticipates, which is weird because I don't know if I would personally choose Anticipate over Weave Fate. That's just me, though.
I'd split them 3-3.
Or what about this Enhanced Awareness down here?
I would just smack that thing out of the deck. I don't understand.
Yeah. So maybe 3 Anticipates, 4 Weave Fates. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the
3 and 3, and then 2 Disdainful Strokes. Yeah, that's probably what I would do, but
I see.
I like the Grip Tides. I hadn't even thought about those really being an option. What about, what's the 3 casting cost? Sweep Away?
Oh, Whisk Away.
Whisk Away. Why not Whisk Away?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't want any restrictions because you have to be attacking or blocking.
Grip Tide, it doesn't have that restriction on it?
No.
I don't think so. I think Grip Ties just do it. Do it.
So he must be scared of something that doesn't attack.
Okay, yeah, Grip Tide is just put on top. Yeah, I mean, I like the Grip Tide. 4 mana, though. I guess you're leaving up Weave Fate at the same time.
Right, but he is playing 24 lands, though.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's hitting his land drops. I mean, he obviously did really good. Mm-hmm. He does have the whole tournament up in video form.
Oh, that's right, on his blog.
Yeah, so if anybody wanted to check that out, you can find him on Twitter, and he put them all up Sunday, I believe. So,
I believe you and I both retweeted out his link as well. So,
yeah.
See, you with following us, you don't just get our stuff. We give you a whole host of things.
You get the best of what everybody else is doing.
Right. We are.
I love the fact that he has dropped red.
Yeah, no red at all.
It obviously works well.
Yeah, when you have a consistent mana base, that's why I love monocolored decks so much.
Maybe the format has
mana.
slowed down, so you don't need this early removal.
Well, when you look at the tournament, Heroic did horrible pretty much all the way across the board, so I think that has a lot to do with it. People are moving away from playing it, going into rotation, it seems.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems to be that way in actual standard, too.
Which is good, because it's really annoying.
But in actual standard, you have like siege rhinos and stuff.
Right. To combat those. And you have a little bit better removal, too. Especially since most of your heroic threats are monocolored, and now that the what's a who's it's back? Ultimate Price. Yeah. Taking them down. Let's look at an opening hand. Start off with an Island. Another Island. Radiant Fountain. Negate. Pretty handy. Jeskai Sage. There's a threat. Griptide, there it is. Put target creature on top of its owner's library. Pretty handy. And a Whirlwind Adept.
It seems that all the counter spells and Jeskai Sage is not the combo.
Yeah, Numbo.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're not going to be dispelling a lot of stuff on your turn. I guess you could, but you're really trying to get rid of their threats.
I mean, I think the Sage is more in there to be a value blocker, probably.
I see.
I could see you grip tightening something on your turn to get through extra damage, but the fact that these two have prowess, I don't think is all that super relevant. You're playing them for the value they give you, I think.
Okay.
What does a hand like this do against mono red aggro?
Dies.
Or against heroic? It's like.
Well, he gives you a card.
Yeah, how sweet.
Exactly. He's a very nice guy.
Dan didn't sound convinced by that.
It looks so slow.
Yeah, I think though the Radiant Fountain is what's going to be protecting you from the mono red. But I don't know. He just whatever he did, 4-0 or 5-0'd with it.
I guess you have to watch the videos to
Yeah,
understand.
exactly. I need to review those in depth now. All right, let's look at the curve. Oops, where'd it go? There it is. This curve right here is more of a straight downward shot. Start off at the 2 drops, and you go all the way to 7 drop for the Treasure Cruise. But it looks like the average here is just 4 drop, which is fairly interesting. But that's
too heavy, which is nice.
It is.
You want to see.
So you should be riding on rails with 3 mana. 3 mana, you're able to cast 17 cards. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at the next cards coming up and let's find out. Another island, so there's your Griptide mana. Treasure Cruise. Getting closer.
Now I'm happy.
Yeah. And another Griptide, so the threats are being dealt with. Radiant Fountain for some more life. We Fate for even more card draw. And Enhanced Awareness for yet more card draw.
Well, if you're alive to draw that Enhanced Awareness, you're probably okay.
Right. If you can just hang on till that, if you just make it that far, you're doing pretty good.
It feels like you're probably going to get that Treasure Cruise at 1 whenever you want to cast it after running through all those other cards too. So,
so you would have had the chance to draw like 13 cards or whatever it would be. But yeah, that's nuts. All right, well there you go. Some hot mono blue action. This guy's weird looking. He's got these lines on him. How is this representative of drawing cards?
Or enhanced awareness.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the hands
aware
are
that that guy is coming at me.
Yeah, I am fully cognizant that I'm about to get my ass handed to me. By this.
I have weird blue bolts from my fingertips to handle him.
Maybe those are his, like... what are those points on the body called? What the energies? Chakra points, maybe? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Something like that.
Maybe that's what that's supposed to represent. I don't know.
We should do an art episode.
We probably should. Although we would have people angry at us because I would start picking on art. So, oh well.
We could go back to the good old days of Magic when art didn't look like anything.
It looked like crap, and we liked. Yeah, and we liked it. Yeah. All right, Sam. Tell me what your week was like.
I signed up for the Pauper League, and I tweeted it, and I told some people about it in the paper world, and I'm trying to brew a deck for the league itself, because I don't want a dissonant deck this time. I think I made it to the top 8 playing Burrows Kitty pretty much the whole time last time.
Yeah.
But I decided I wanted to go a different route, so I'm kind of... I'm thinking Demiri Control. Because I like it.
Well, good.
I really want to play Memory Lapse. So...
You want to
prove
that it's
super
great.
strong. So...
Yeah.
Dan?
Yes?
Why doesn't Memory Lapse play?
Because there are superior counter spells in Pauper, I think.
It just seems really good in on the splash.
Yeah, it's a bit conditional compared to Deprive and Counterspell.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, that makes
And
sense. Exclude is super strong. But it's kind of based around, teachings and all that good stuff. So hopefully I won't run into you guys or anybody that listens. So.
Oh, come on. The listeners love it when we fight.
When does the league start?
Should be Saturday.
I see.
Yeah, and you can sign up until Thursday?
Thursday. Bobble will close it and then do the... I can't remember the website now because it's been a few weeks.
Right, the
we'll set it all
pairings.
up on Friday,
Yeah.
So...
Oh, he'll put it out with an article. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. So back to Pauper, which is a format that I think is probably the most popular out of all the leagues we've done. So...
Yeah, it's just people don't drop. Don't drop. Just play it out. It's fun,
Yeah.
I promise.
And we have a pretty decent amount of players this time around, so...
Yeah. It is good.
Yep.
Cool. Well, that is fun. Everybody go out there and be like Sam. First, make your own silver black cube. Then, sign up for the Pauper.
Sign up for the Pauper first.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a better idea.
It's a limited time offer.
Better use of your time. All right, Dan. How's it going?
I played Formidable Green in Standard Pauper.
Yes.
It's a bit of a love affair. It's it's the old mono green dream, and it works. It's just there are so many powerful green creatures in Standard Pauper. So
oh, no kidding! The Asp.
I am continuing playing the deck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing Den of Bear's Delver list in Classic Pauper, and liking it. Special thanks to him because he gave me a sideboard plan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so,
that's pretty awesome.
That's very handy.
It's my Delver list of choice right now. And then I'm playing Allies in Modern. I have rebought the Oblivion Stones, and I suggest that everybody that's interested in playing Tron in Modern should buy Oblivion Stone now, because it is not historically high, and it will not get cheaper as it wasn't in Modern Masters 2015.
Right.
It's not as historically high yet.
Yeah, strangely enough, actually. I thought it would shoot up immediately. But it hasn't yet, so get it.
Yeah.
And now I bought 4, so I've always complained about just having 3, so now I have the full set.
Cool.
Awesome.
Now I'm just waiting for Modern Masters to rebuy the rest of the Tron deck.
Right. I experienced the same issue with. I held on to my Inkmoth Nexus, and man, those things shot up after the full spoiler.
Yes.
I got mine. I'm waiting.
I think as soon as we saw, I think as soon as we saw Wither, that just killed any sort of chance that Infect was going to be in.
Yeah, they even said it in an article. They were testing up until the last minute to make Infect happen in Modern Masters, and they said it just sucked in Draft.
Wow.
Yeah, which...
From what I've read, is you have to be able to draft a lot of Infect to make it work in Limited, which means that they would have to jam a bunch of it in, and I don't think they wanted to do that. So...
But that's...
Yeah, but I thought even then, I thought they would put the Chase Rare into the set.
You would think so. I bet that's where Blinkmoth... They changed Inkmoth to Blinkmoth.
Yeah, so stocking up on Blinkmoths, which I did, was not the right call.
What is Blinkmoth used in?
Affinity.
Really?
In Modern.
Why wouldn't they just... Yeah, so all 8 go in?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You can pump the Inkmoths, and you have another artifact, another threat.
Yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Then, after my last week's limited total failure apocalypse, one patron actually reduced his patronage, and one quit in disgust. So the patron has fallen below $150.
Oh,
I have
no.
not played limited this week. But if you want to see me play limited, we need to put the patron at 150 again.
They quit in disgust. Damn, Dan.
Is that
you
what he
suck
said?
so bad.
That's not
No, I think Dan's just making it more dramatic.
I don't know the reasons, but yeah, the patron is at 149 right now.
I'm gonna go sign up with a fake
please
account for $1. All right. Well, there you go, folks. My week.
What about you, sir?
I played F&M last Friday. Took my daughter. We both went 2-2, which is not bad, but not
Standard,
great either. Standard. Yep. She was playing a black control. Actually, no, black aggro deck, splashing white for Sorin and the fixed Oblivion Ring. I can't remember what that one is.
Light something.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's Oblivion Ring
It's Oblivion. Yeah.
for all intents and purposes. Oh, and Utter End for some exile. But yeah, she's playing that. She did pretty good. I've done better at F&M. There are so many.
You were playing mono red, I bet.
Oh yeah, mono red all the way. That is what I was doing. I'm keeping the mono red dream alive. The problem is once so many people were playing things with giant butts, and I can get rid of them, but it was just so expensive for me to get rid of them that I would run out of gas. Oh well.
Banishing Light.
Banishing Light. There you go.
Yep.
So that's what I did. As I mentioned earlier, I've been doing a lot of trading. Holding on to the Inkmoth to try to get some good stuff. I'm actually going to try to trade for a Maze of Ith. Try to get another one of those so that I don't have to move them around in decks because I'm lazy. What else? Oh, I was at the shop today, and I was at Insane Comics here in the colony, Texas, and he got a huge lot. This guy came in with a bunch of alphas, betas, and unlimiteds, just random stuff, and we were just kind of went through it, and so now he's going to put all that stuff up for sale. It's pretty awesome. It's got a bunch of lightning bolts, alpha lightning bolts, which I would like to have, but I'm not paying $100 for a lightning bolt.
That's insane.
And yeah, just I think one of the top money cards, a Bayou, was in there, and but that was unlimited, and also a Mana Vault, unlimited Mana Vault. So that was pretty cool too. So that was fun today. Good to see all that old stuff. The dude came in and he had a box. It was labeled Type 1 and Type 2.
It's been a long time since those have been Type 1 and Type 2.
Yeah, but that's what he had. Awesome. So anyway, that was kind of cool. What else? That's about it as far as Magic is concerned. But let's talk a little bit about Modern Masters. So let's looky here. Modern Masters spoiler. Let's get the go ahead and face the elephant in the room with Gut Shot. It's been everywhere. There's been several articles already written on it. People are going crazy for Gut Shot. Yeah, I think it's an undeniably good addition to Pauper.
I know, and everybody's saying, "Oh, we can kill Delver. We can kill Delver. We can kill freaking Spellsetter Sprite."
Yeah,
while it's on the stack, and it can't counter anything. I
could give two craps about Delver. I want Cloud of Fairies dead, and I want Spellsetter Sprite dead. Yes,
for free.
I'd gladly pay 2 life.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Quirion Ranger.
Quirion Ranger, another excellent choice.
That's a good get. So I want to make Delver players play the Repels to bounce their Spellsetter Sprites. I mean, I want them to suffer pain. So, and Gut Shot's going to get me there. So.
Yep. So
this was played in standard to stop Delver, and
yeah,
it should be good.
I think so. I don't see how it wouldn't be. Too many upsides for this card.
But what are you cutting for it?
I guess I'd have to look at the deck.
Yeah, it really depends on the deck.
And I believe it'd mostly be sideboard. I guess you could bring 1 or 2 in, but I think this is going to be probably the biggest sideboarded option. Gosh,
it doesn't do a ton against Affinity or.
That's why I'd be like
Troll.
Right. That's why I don't think main decking 4 of them all the time, just in case you meet Delvers. Or
I seem to remember from
Stompy.
standard that you often didn't run 4 gotchas, but like 2 or 3.
That makes sense. Because later on in the game, you're like, meh. Why do I have this?
Right. Yeah. I mean, maybe it is sideboard. Maybe it is good enough to be a 2 of in a main deck. But it's still an awesome drop. It's probably, everybody knows it's the best drop out of the whole bunch.
Yeah. I think that's fairly clear.
Right. Yeah, okay. Well,
against the top 6 decks on Goldfish right now, it's very good against number 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's Delver Fiend, you kill their Delvers, Stompy, and White Tokens.
Yeah.
Because against tokens, you can take out their early Soul Warden or something like that.
That'd be good. Soul Warden. Stop gaining life.
I wonder how good it is against goblins.
Huh.
They tend to have 2 toughness if they match.
Right.
You can kill Sparksmith, of course.
Right. I mean, they can always sacrifice stuff to the other goblins in response, but I mean, it's got to be pretty decent in some regards. So.
And of course, it's horrible against Burn.
Oh yeah.
Unless they play Fire Slingers.
Does any burn play Fire Slingers anymore?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while.
Elves, of course, it's brilliant against.
Oh, yeah, those Timber Watch, the ones that give them +X.
Oh, they have 2 toughness.
Yeah.
Oh, they do? Damn.
But you get rid of
Well-Wisher. Yes, Well-Wishers and
yeah, you have like
elves.
30 targets in elves.
Yeah, seems strong.
And of course, Angler laughs at Gutshot.
Yeah, so
and Boris Kitty also.
Yeah, does not care. All right. Well, damn, that's a good card.
But against the top 2 decks right now, Mono Black and Affinity, it doesn't do a whole lot.
Nope. So that's why I think it's probably going to be, hot sideboard.
Bring out 4 out of the board.
All right, let's take a look.
It's not that impactful for a sideboard card. Well, let's move on.
Yeah. I mean, it's your quintessential silver bullet against one deck sideboard card, which used to be the thing to do with the sideboard. So I'm not sure.
You're still just 1-for-1ing them.
Yeah.
But you're 1-for-1. You're trading a card like Gutshot for a card with so much more. I mean, Delver or Spellsetter Sprite. These are way higher on the power curve than Gutshot. So
yeah, and you will obviously
bad.
You obviously get a mana advantage.
Yeah, I mean the fact that you can do it at the end of, if they go first, you can nuke their Delver without even having played a land. I think it feels pretty good. So. Yep.
All right, well, let's talk about the Sphere of the Suns. I actually thought this was common, but I was wrong.
Uncommon.
So it's 2 mana rock. It's a nice mana rock, but it runs out of counters. You remove a charge counter to add 1 mana of any color.
Yeah, but 3 charge counters are a lot.
It is a lot, but it comes into play tapped. And I guess, yeah, that's... I don't know. Yeah, see, because then we have other options, but I don't know. I mean, it's a good card, but I don't see this as having too much of an impact, really.
I think there are better options at least if you're green in Pauper.
Oh yeah.
So you have to not be green, and then why would you want a mana of any color?
Right.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Prophetic Prism is probably your 2 casting cost mana.
Well, that doesn't ramp you, so they do 2 different things.
Yeah, I guess it does.
But
this ramps you forward 3 times.
Yeah, that's the part that sucks. Enter the battlefield tap.
It's no play in any other format.
Nope. And then for 1 more mana, you get Dark Steel Ingot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he's playing Commander. I know the guys that I went and played Commander with, they love Sphere. Like, one of the guys was like, I've used it for 30 mana in the course of a game, and I'm like, well, you live in Magical Christmas Land, but because he just had ways to blink it or whatever. So, right. But I mean, what deck do you even see this in? Maybe Boros Kitty to bounce it?
To bounce it to get more
or something?
Yeah, to get more counters on it. That's what I was thinking. Anything that could flicker.
Then you're giving up something with that actually gives you a card.
Because the Prophetic Prism gives you a card, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, would you run 2 of these over Ichor Wellsprings to fix your...
No.
Yeah. The Wellsprings gives you 2 cards when you... Yeah. I just don't know where this would fit. I mean, nobody's playing 5-color green or anything, really, so...
Yeah.
Maybe it enables some fun brews.
That's true. It is only 2 mana. Got to keep that in mind. But anyway, yeah, it's interesting, but I'm not sure where it would go. Let's take a look at this one, which I think is cool. You're going to have to shoehorn it, build around it, but Scion of the Wild, 1 green. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. So if you get some... Yeah, this came down from rare.
This was our rare drop, folks. From rare. This was a rare once.
Green must have been really bad.
Yeah, they're like, what do we do? Is there a rare we can give them? So...
Could you imagine having ripped one of these in a pack as your rare, and then just a few years later, like a decade later, it's a common? I'm just saying.
Well, if it was sitting in your trade binder, it's probably been there for a decade and a half anyway. So,
but there isn't anything that does this at common. Right?
No, there's not, and that's what's crazy about it.
I think Crusader of Odric would be a lot better.
What's that one?
Being white. Crusader of Odric is the same card, but it's
oh, that's right.
Just one white and two colorless.
Yeah, I remember that now. That was an Innistrad, right?
M13.
M13, yeah. Wow.
So this card is hard to use. Do you want to play it? You don't want to play it in elves. So
no,
rather play
elves.
10th and Ravnica was the last time it was around. That Ravnica is a weird set. I guess it had the Scatter the Seeds tokens theme, right?
Yeah, if you can get it. You're going to have to put this in. This is going to have to be some way of being in a super tokens build.
The deck that stands out to me as being a deck that would want this would be a deck like Watch Rights. And Watch Rights absolutely does not want this type of card. It wants to go wide.
Yeah.
And not put all its eggs in one creature. So...
The casting cost is really bad because I think this could be useful in tokens, but double green is not what tokens want.
Yeah, double green is pretty hard to deal with. But again, if you can build it, we can talk about it. So let us know what you come up with these. So let's look at a couple of other ones. Thief of Hope. Now, I don't know. I think I might be alone in thinking that this one has potential. I know that there was a Spirits build out there a while ago, and this one, if you cast a Spirit or Arcane, target opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life, and it has Soul Shift 2. So if you're already into Spirits, you can get another Spirit back. So, what do you guys think about this one?
I remember this being a deck back in Kamigawa Standard. And I mean, does it have any of the red enablers to go with it, like Glacial Ray or the one that actually splices on Arcane for 2 damage?
That's Glacial Ray.
Yeah, that's Glacial Ray. I mean, no,
that's Glacial Ray. Okay.
Yeah, that's not in Modern Masters, but I was just thinking, how can this be? I could have sworn that there was a Spirit deck going around.
I think JPH Snake did a Spirits deck.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Let's see.
I think this is a
Glacial Ray
card.
There's not a ton.
I think this is actually... This is the kind of card we want for Classic Pauper. This will enable some fun brews. Really, there will be... it has potential. And I think we'll see it in circumstances like the Pauper Gauntlet.
Right. So yeah, me too. That's why I wanted to talk about it. And I also think, Jack, if you're listening, go ahead and brew us up some sweet Spirit action.
Devouring Greed, which is the one you sacrifice any number of spirits, target player loses 2 life, plus 2 life for each spirit sacrifice. That is actually a common from Kamigawa in black, but there are no black splice onto Arcane cards.
Oh, really?
Red and blue got all of those. But I mean, you pair it with either of those, and you actually have the ability to cast quite a few Arcane spells in one turn, and then you could finish them off. So, I mean, Huh. That sounds actually like that could be a fun brew.
Yeah, I think so. I think it has potential. At first, I was like, "Ugh, this is dumb," but no. And you can get nameless inversion back with it, which is always fun because that is a shapeshifter card. So cool. Yep, I think it's neat. But let's look at the next one, Inner Flame Igniter. This is kind of a weird card. 2 and a red for a 2/2, but you can pay 2 and a red, and creatures you control get +1/+0. And if it's the 3rd time you resolve the ability, aka 9 mana,
aka Magical Christmas Lamp.
yeah, creatures you control gain 1st strike until end of turn. The fact that it gives everybody Mono Red Tron. Yeah, I think somebody tried that already.
But if you play Mono Red Tron, there are better cards.
Right. Yes, sir.
It's sort of Bushwhacker on a stick, except without
for a million mana.
Yeah, for so much mana. But anyway.
They could at least have given it haste.
Yeah, I think that would have been good. That would have been better.
I am out on this card.
Alright, it's too much mana. Sorry, Inner Flame Igniter. You tried. Here we go. Conclave Phalanx. Now, you're thinking 4 and a white for a 2/4? Who cares? But it has Convoke. And on top of that, it also has... When it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each creature you control. This reminds me so much of something I would have wanted in Flickergate.
Oh my gosh. It seems like it would be strong out of the board in tokens.
No, but it is something you would get, but just gaining the life and being able to get it out onto the battlefield for so little mana if you're playing any kind of tokens, you know?
Okay, I have a scenario where this card is actually good.
Okay.
You are playing tokens.
Yes.
Versus Burn, but Burn now has gut shots. So all your Soul Wardens and Soul's Attendant die.
Yep, that's true.
You still have a lot of tokens. So, yeah. Conclave Phalanx for the win.
Kind of takes over that, oh, you got rid of my Soul Warden. Well, let me get it all in one fell swoop. Yeah.
So I think this has some potential. Potentially a free 2/4. But, yeah, it's not the best card.
It's not, but, man, there's a little bit of hope there that it could be really good.
We haven't really seen any Convoke spells except Triplicate Spirits make an impact.
That's true. But if you do Triplicate Spirits...
Of course, Scatter the Seeds.
Ah, that's right. But if you manage to do Triplicate Spirits, if you just have your Spirit tokens out, this is only going to cost you 1 and a white, which is pretty good.
Yeah, for 4 life.
And then you get 4 life. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
Yes.
Alright, let's take a look at another one. Telling Time. 1 in a blue instant. Look at the top 3 cards. Put 1 into your hand, 1 on top of your library, 1 on the bottom of your library.
Of course. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, in a land where Brainstorm, Ponder, and Preordain exist, this may have to take 4th, 5th, or 6th seat, but it is a good card.
It sees play in Scapeshift in Modern, and we also played it in the Time Walk deck.
Mm-hmm.
I think Modern, of course, is very restricted in its card drawing options compared to Pauper.
Right.
So it will probably not see any play, but I thought it was worth a mention.
Yeah, I love the card.
It costs Impulse. And Impulse doesn't see much plays.
Right.
Yeah, Impulse seems virtually no play. I mean, it's interesting, and I love it as a card. Like, I think it's well designed. It's just never really stuck out, unfortunately, as being a great card. I want to say I like the instant part of it enough to make me want to test it, but it's probably not. It's probably just not as good as the better options.
It's totally dominated by Impulse, actually.
Yeah, Impulse digs you so much deeper and you don't get stuck drawing a card you don't want.
True. Oh, Impulse has gone up a lot recently.
Really?
Yeah, it's 54 cents now. It's been... it used to be very expensive during storm days. But now it's gone up again.
Interesting.
Played in Legacy.
Right.
2 decks.
This, I just also like the art. That art is awesome. It's like she's inside a giant watch or clock.
Okay, now I'm talking about Impulse instead, but I just noticed that it's played in 19 Delver Fiend lists.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. How do you find room for Impulse in Delver?
I don't know.
What do you cut?
I don't know, but I think you put it in there to find your battle rages, probably.
Yeah.
But the sort of main list on Goldfish for Delver Fiend doesn't have Impulse. But it's still 19 decks. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a significant number.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
going to stop talking about Impulse.
Okay, now let's look at Plagued Rusalka. 1 black, sacrifice a creature. Target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn.
It's a spirit. It combos with Thief.
It does.
Yes,
that's true.
It does.
Huh? That's not. That is not to be overlooked.
This looks like it has potential, I think.
You sacrifice your Festering Goblin, and something gets -2/-2.
Dun dun dun. Yeah, it could. My brain can't fit around what this would be good in, but I know sacrificing is good, and I know giving -1/-1 is good. So
maybe something like a Tortured Existence deck.
We're trying to put creatures into the yard anyway.
Yeah.
But what would you sacrifice that's not Plagued Rusalka? Because if you just want to sacrifice it, you prefer Fume Spitter instead.
Yeah, you just want to play a Fume Spitter.
Right.
So you need something that gives you value to sacrifice. If there really was an exploit deck in Pauper, this could be useful.
That's true. You know what?
Then you would have like great sacrifice targets.
Perilous Mirror.
Oh, yeah.
That would be great. Because then you could effectively do -1/-3 to any creature. Or -1/-1 to a creature and 2 to the head. So
Yeah, maybe Tortured Existence.
maybe. I'm not sure it's going to take someone way better at brewing to make this happen, but I do know that the pieces of this are good. How it fits into the whole picture.
Sacrifice Stinkweed Imp, so put him in the graveyard.
Yeah, so you can dredge him. Yeah. Again, not bad.
I think this has brewing potential.
That'd be pretty cool. Oh, and like every interesting card in Modern Masters that was common dies to Gutshot, almost, except for the Phalanx.
And the Thief.
And the Thief. Thief was 2/2. That's right. And the Soul Igniter was 2/2, but we'll move past that. Okay, here's one that Dan wanted to bring up. Vigian, Graft Mage, whatever you want to call it, of the Dalkin Wizard Mutant with Graft 2.
Okay.
That's a lot of creature types.
This is a challenge to you listeners. I think this is a very brewable card, and I think you could do something insane with it. So, try it. Brew a deck around this guy.
Hey,
post it in the comments.
Hey, Dan.
And I will play the most interesting one.
Yep. Let me give you an example, kids, because Dan mentioned that, and I couldn't help but think about it. All right. Forest. Island. Wall of Roots. Round 2. Overgrown Battlement. Play another forest on turn whatever. You can cast the Vigian because you have 3 mana plus 2 from Overgrown plus 1 from Wall of Roots. And after you cast the Vigian, you cast Axebane Guardian, and what does that do because it has graft? Dun dun dun. Axebane Guardian.
Infinite now.
Infinite mana.
Your opponent plays Flame Slash on your Axebane.
No, but he has cut his Flame Slashes for Gut Shot.
Gut Shot, and it's too late. Oh,
he can't do that.
Except he could Gut Shot the Vigian, but it doesn't matter because you can do all your stuff at instant speed.
Instant speed.
Because you tap the Guardian for 3 blue, untap, tap for 3 red, untap, tap for 3 blue, 3 red, 3 blue, 3 red, blah 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 blah. Go big and cast Banefire. Oh wait, that's rare.
Cast it anyway.
Cast it anyway. Who gives a crap? I mean, all of this is modern legal.
I think Brennan thought this up in 5 minutes, so you can probably do better.
Yeah.
So go brewing with a Graph Mage.
There's got to be something. This is just one example. Although this is a 4-card example. Yeah. Make this better than what I did. But there you go, kids.
There is something here.
It's not bad. Not bad. I like the fact that it only works on something with a +1 counter on it, but the fact that it can give a +1 counter makes me hopeful.
And after Theros block, there's 250,000 ways to give +1 counters. I mean, just travel preparation is just green mana. I mean, on its front end, and it gives a +1 counter. I mean, there's so many ways to give a +1 counter without even taking one off of this thing.
Yeah, Undying comes to mind as well.
Undying, oh yeah.
So, I mean, there's lots of inroads that didn't exist when this card was originally printed, so
there you go. Dan has issued a challenge. Make this work in a deck. We want to see some comments. Well, I'll throw it up here in place of the previews, or the spoilers that we're talking about here. Next week, if you can make a deck with this happen.
I think we should give people 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay, sure.
So we'll list the winner in the 2 shows from now.
Yep, so go ahead and do that. Brew it up, and we will talk about it.
On the
and Dan will probably play it. Or at least somebody will play
26th.
it. 26th.
Is when we'll talk about it.
Yes.
That's the week I'm going to Comic-Con in Dallas. Yay, Comic-Con.
Nice.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Fancy. Who's going to be there? Anybody fancy?
Oh my god. Nathan Fillion is going to be there. Yeah. Gillian Anderson from X-Files. Mitch Pileggi from X-Files.
Oh my god.
When does the new season air?
The X-Files, in 2016.
Nice.
Yeah, it starts in January.
Yeah, me too.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Man, this is a family podcast, but I will say that I used to watch X-Files every Friday night, and I probably was not in a proper state of mind in college when I watched X-Files every Friday night. Just saying. I love that show.
I actually watched all the seasons 2 years ago.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, but I couldn't make it through the 8th season.
Yeah. It was pretty bad. But
it was much more consistent than I thought when you sort of... The story actually made sense.
Yeah.
And I never got that impression when I looked at like random episodes when it aired.
Right. Yeah, no, it's such great writing, such great actors. Awesome. You cared about the actors. My name is from an X-Files episode, Cerulean. Do you remember the episode where the guy Cerulean Blue? He would make
the mind control.
The mind control.
Yep.
So that's why I've always called my characters online forever Cerulean.
Did you see that the list of like famous people who got started in X-Files?
Oh,
like 50 actors who were not famous at the time.
Oh, really?
X-Files.
Dang.
Yeah, you sort of recognize a lot of actors in X-Files. You think, oh, it's that guy, but it's like their first appearance, all of them.
That's awesome.
I mean, just the fact that the guy who did Breaking Bad got his start being basically like a showrunner for the X-Files for quite a few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really cool. Brian Cranston did a guest appearance in one really awesome episode, and I love Brian Cranston.
He did. He was an. He was
I don't think he listens to the show, but if he does, I love you, Brian.
Yeah. I remember, first thing I remember him from was he played one of the Rangers in Babylon 5. Very, very short part, but it was very important.
Seinfeld was the first time I ever saw him.
He was really derailed now.
Yeah, no.
And I have to leave in 50 minutes.
Okay.
Yes, we need to continue.
Yeah, so let's hurry up. F&M, I show this to you guys every week, and you still don't send me pictures. Send me
And we know
pics.
a couple of you guys play.
You even told us you
Standard
played.
Pauper.
I gave you my email address.
And our hearts.
We need pics. I'm going to say it. It's the only context where it's appropriate. If you love me, you would send me pics. Every other context, it is inappropriate.
Every other context is wrong.
This one context.
Just this one.
Okay. Let's move on. Pauper Classic Tuesday. Has it finished?
Finals. Full House to Destroyer has a game over Scion of Justice. It is Stompy versus Affinity. Scion is playing Fire Slinger in his Affinity build out of the board. Very strange sideboard option.
Yeah, it looks quite good against Stompy.
It is pretty good against Stompy, I guess. But
like Affinity needs any help against Stompy.
I wouldn't think so.
Full picked the first game down. This is game 2 right now. So
who won the first game?
Full House, the Destroyer.
Yeah.
Pool House.
Full House. Sorry.
Pool House.
Full House.
Not Pool House. Like the baseball player.
Like the place that you keep your
Pooh
pool
Holes. No, Pooh Holes.
Whatever.
Pooh Holes, the Destroyer. Baseball. Pooh Holes.
This is a very strange Stompy build. He's playing Nest Invader.
Yeah,
for a 2/2 with a little bit of ramp, I guess.
Pretty nice for enabling Hunger of the Hull pack.
Oh, yeah.
It is. I haven't seen him play a Hunger.
Who joined and then dropped? Huh.
Tonight?
There's like OOs.
Seriously?
Yeah.
They normally don't do that.
Nope. So Scion is now 6-0.
He would be 6-0 playing in the finals, or 5-1 playing in the finals.
No, I have it up on the thing.
Okay, yeah, he would be 6-0.
This would be a good time for Hunger of the Hull pack, but it didn't happen.
And Pooh Holes.
You keep adding an L where there's no L.
4-2. Den went out at 4-2.
Yeah.
Obzin went.
Scion will take down this second duel.
Yes, it looks like Scion's got this. This, if anything, if he's got a fling in hand, he's got this.
Yeah, he needs no fling.
I mean, he's got plenty of time to draw into one, too.
Yeah, and he's got a lethal Atog beating down every turn. Against the Regenerator, though, But
still, I mean, the other guy's not making any headway sitting back on his Regenerator.
And Sunchaser is doing 3 damage a turn.
So this is going to go to game 3.
Sunchaser? Yep. Oh, okay, Sunchaser, I got you.
Definite deck has Atog, Mirror Enforcer, Fire Slinger, and Oriok Sunchaser out.
Scion,
and a couple of lands.
Scion always plays Sunchaser over, I'm pretty sure, no, with the Carapace Forger. He plays both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which isn't bad. I mean, they're both
I don't
really
like the
strong.
card, but it's said to be good against Delver.
Sunchaser?
Yeah.
I mean, it trades with the flip Delver, I guess.
Yeah, and the flip Delvers are often the way for Delver to win.
Which is, yeah, because it can just get in there before Affinity figures out its mana problems.
Yeah. And now Lethal Atog has an open. River Boy is down, there are no other creatures on the Stompy side.
Yeah. Oh, attack with the Fire Slinger, come on.
Attack with it? Why not just...
He wins the match.
I thought the other guy picked up the first game.
I wonder what inappropriate name Sign of Justice has for the deck.
What inappropriate name? Yeah.
I didn't even look at last week's name. I'm sure it was something...
Oh, it was.
Inappropriate for radio.
Right. It was.
Congrats to him. Nice play.
Yeah, I think he won last week. So. Silent is a good player. He used to play the Silver Black on Wednesday nights, and I don't think, he was good. Very good player, so.
And soon he has gut shots.
And soon he
has gut shot. Yep. It's going to be gut shot Armageddon once that hits legal.
Gotta get on.
Yeah. And it'll be around for at least 8 months before they ban it. So enjoy it.
They will ever ban it.
They're not going to ban it. It answers too many questions.
We were just discussing if it will make main decks, so I don't think it will be banned.
Right.
I already have my 4. I don't know about you guys.
I don't. But it's common now, so...
Yeah, it'll be cheap.
Yeah.
Too bad I already have mine in paper, or I would have waited till this comes out to get more. Well, I've got them already. Get it?
Yeah. No.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's awesome.
Alright, well, Scion. No, not Scion.
Congrats.
Yep, Scion of Justice. I hope you enjoy your winnings Scrooge McDuck style. And swim in them.
Swim in like 10 tickets?
Yeah, I'm out, right? Okay, well. That is it for the show, folks. Pew! Join us. MagicGatheringStrat.com, YouTube/MagicGatheringStrat. If you enjoy the show and like our content, please support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/MagicGatheringStrat. If you want to follow us on Twitter, @MagicGathStrat. If you want to follow me, I'm @Cerulean Says Hi. Hello. Sam is @SPO7677. We're also on the Facebook /MagicGatheringStrat. Please like and subscribe and look for us on iTunes. We enjoy bringing this to you. We hope you enjoy it. Let us know. Write us a review if you want to. Comments. Thumbs up. Thumbs sideways. Whatever the Facebook will let you do. So I guess
I'd like to add something about the Patreon again, actually.
Go for it.
Because I'm getting more and more fed up with my job. So I am going to apply for a government grant for starting a business. And I think I have a good inroad there. In that case, I will quit my job and start a business. And that business will be centered on YouTube. The amount of time I will be able to dedicate to Magic and to Magic Gathering Strat. So we are close to getting to... we're actually at the record level for the YouTube channel. We are gaining 350 new subscribers a month.
That's amazing.
We have ad revenue back. But I'm going to need about $2,000 to cover my costs. So the amount of time I can give to Magic is about proportionate to the Patreon plus the ad revenue.
Right.
Through 2000. So please support the Patreon, because I would love to spend all my days doing Magic Gathering Strat, making Magic Gathering Strat better, and doing Magic Finance. But as it looks like now, if I quit, and I'm looking to do that in July, hopefully, then I have to find some other YouTube project as well. But right now, Magic Gathering Strat is the biggest one, so I have to do something entirely new. But if I could avoid that, I would love it. It would. We definitely need Magic Gathering Strat to be even bigger. When we hit 5,000 subscribers, which I think we will be doing this year, there is more attention from YouTube, and the potential is even bigger, but I'm probably going to need something before the end of the year. So if I get the grant, it's for 6 months. So it will run out then in January.
Okay.
So if you ever wanted to support Magic Gathering Strat, now is the time.
Get in on the ground floor.
Yeah. The ground floor.
So there you go, folks. Come on, support us. We like doing it. None of us here make a ton of money. We do this because we love it.
Yeah.
And that's about the long and short of it.
And remember, we ran the channel for free, like for just because it was fun through all of 2014.
Oh, yeah.
But I think there's a lot of things we could do with the channel. There are now streamers 4 days a week and stuff like that. We could improve a lot.
Right. I agree, and I want to be a part of it, and we want you guys out there to be a part of it too, so please help us. All right, for the Magic Gathering Strat Show, I am Brennan.
I'm Sam. Woo.
I'm Dan.
And this has been the Magic Gathering Strat Show.
Magic Gathering Strat.
Doot, da doot, da doot, da doot.
I actually wanted to call the site, the channel, Magic Gathering Strategy, but
yeah,
that was the end of the number of letters you were allowed on YouTube.
That's funny.